Hey everybody, Scott Ogan coming at you here. In this video, we are going to be talking about why you hit your driver not so good when you can hit your irons really good. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on this tip today. One of the most common tips I hear people come to me and asking me about when they're getting lessons, especially if they're starting in lessons, is this idea. So again, if you want to hear more about what I'm hearing people asking for, how to help their games, please make sure you leave a comment down below. And if you like the tips, please go ahead, leave a thumbs up. That really helps the channel. That helps me know that you're liking what we're doing, and we'll keep doing it. So if you can do that, that would be fantastic. So we're going to talk about the most common thing I hear when people come in and they say, you know, I hit my irons pretty good and I can't hit my driver. And what that usually means is they slice their driver. And their irons, you know, they might hit a fade or whatever, but they usually don't hit as bad of one. And so let's talk about, first off, what are we trying to do that's going to make that happen, okay? What's going to make us not slice? Well, the first thing is, if you've been watching the channel, you would know, all right, I've got to get the club face to be square, or basically we need it closed to the path of the club, right? So we need it closing the face throughout our swing, and especially on the downswing. Now, a lot of people don't know what that feels like. So what we use, and we'll use throughout this demonstration, is we have a bucket, and we just filled it with some sand. And so what I want you to do is you're just gonna put the club in there, or you know, you can do this just by resting the club on the ground and trying to basically like spin the ground. But I'm just gonna grip it like I kind of would normally, and I'm just gonna twist the club in that sand, okay? And the sand provides a little bit of resistance, helps you really feel the motion that we are trying to do throughout our golf swing. Okay, so the first thing is you got to know that you have to twist the golf club. Now, the second thing is we have to look at what's some of those factors that are saying, all right, with my irons, I can get the club face closed, but with my driver, I can't. So if I took this club, again, we'll put this iron back in the sand, and we start looking at it, we say, okay, I can twist it, and you know, once I get the hang of twisting the club, it's basically like revving a bike. I can start to do it pretty easily, okay? And that's mainly gonna be because of the mass size of the head, okay? This size of the head is not nearly as big as what we get with the driver. So if I start taking the driver here, okay, and I've gotta work to get it in here, so we're gonna really bury this thing, okay? Gonna get it all the way in there so it doesn't want to spin out. Okay, beautiful. So we got the driver nice and buried in our bucket. Okay, you can see it basically can stand on its own. So it's really in there. So I'm gonna take the same thing, I'm gonna grip it, and as I start to try to twist, what you're gonna notice is it doesn't want to twist like that 6-iron would, okay? So what's happening is there's more mass there that I have to twist to get it to go. So I've really got to put a crank on it to get this thing to start twisting. You can see I was almost getting my body into it, right, and getting that thing to twist. And so when I see people go to hit the driver, what they don't realize is the fact that this thing has so much mass to it, especially the bigger drivers nowadays, I have to get this thing from the top of my swing. I have got to get it twisting on the way down at a full speed. As I go into a transition, that club is going to want to not twist, and I'm going to have to really crank it to get it to go. So you see how much you have to twist it to actually start making a difference with this club head size compared to that club head size. So if I'm actually going to hit a driver then, knowing what we know, if I've got to twist that much with my driver head, the last thing I would say is you have to get it twisting earlier. If you're somebody that struggles with slicing, you know, this is where you can see people with a bowed wrist at the top of their swing because they're basically starting the twist before they even start down. What I like to see people do is, regardless of where they're at, as you're starting down, the first thing you're doing is you're starting to twist that club head, just like you're twisting it in the sand. That's how you're gonna get that thing squared up, close to the path, and be able to hit a draw or less of a slice, all right? If you can do those things, you're gonna be in good shape. So to drill it, we just wanna make some slow motion practice swings, maybe see the ball travel to the left. That's always a good idea, and get the feel for it. And then you can always adjust it and get it exactly where you want to hit it down your target line. But hopefully this is a great example. A bucket with just some sand costs you about $2 or $3 at Home Depot. You can go ahead and get a feel for what you need to do. A great exercise working on your hand and wrist motion and getting a feel for what you got to do. Do it with your driver, see how it works, see how different it is from a 6-iron or even a shorter club. So that's why I see people struggle with that driver compared to their irons. So hopefully this helps you out. This is a tip for your swing. Hopefully this will help you in your game as we close off the season. We're going to be starting off September with how you're going to prepare for the off season, some things you want to do. So anything you kind of want to know about how to get ready for the off season, I like to use this time of year to see what we do on course, and then we'll go from there. We're also going to be traveling with our college team to some awesome places. Going to have some vlog videos from there, so make sure you click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of that. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in future videos.